But she came home. She just got off work at 2 a.m. Right, and she came home to the aftermath of my reckless evening. Right, but at some point I lost consciousness and fell asleep. And not only did I lose my dignity, but I also at some point in the evening lost all of my clothes. All of my clothes that I had on that evening gone. Even weirder is that I woke up, and I don't know why I remember this either. I remember waking up to the TV being on, and it was Law and Order SVU.
Did you feel like a victim in that moment?
Here we go. Hey, hold my beer.
And now...
This Saturday they're sponsoring an arm wrestling tournament.
I saw that. That looks so fun, man.
I will be there they're having a pop-up show. Like, I think they have 4 matches.
Are you competing?
No, I am announcing.
In the
little pop-up.
Why not?
Dude, I ain't got no, compared to what some of them youngins got, they're building.
Back in the day, I remember you could take on quite a few people at arm wrestling.
Yeah, I could. But now, I've grown up in my life, and I'm not completely dumb. I mean, I could probably hold my own against people our age that maybe are of the same build and don't care about their stature.
Weekend warriors like you. I hear you.
Weekend warriors like you and I bet you I could probably still beat you, maybe. But
you think you could still beat me?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. When's the last time you worked out?
Bobby.
I haven't worked out in years, bro. You
Do
play.
These flimsy noodle arms look like they've been working out?
I've got just as flimsy noodle arms as you do. What are you talking about, bro?
Bobby, I assure you, you could still kick my butt at arm wrestling.
Well, only a fun measly night. We'll use the word measly. We'll have to see what happens before you go to Florida.
Oh, that's measly.
I don't want to have to beat you in arm wrestling and see snakes. So,
bro, wildlife down there terrifies me.
Yeah, it terrifies me.
When the warning signs aren't even about the snakes and the gators, it's about the panthers.
The panther, yeah. And a lot of people, for a long time, they were saying that that's a wives' tale of some sort, or a. I believe it to be real, and then they've had sightings in Texas, Mississippi, Louisiana.
Oh, they're real.
Big cat. Is that considered a big cat? A panther?
Oh, yeah. For sure.
I just didn't know if it was a big cat or if it was like a bobcat.
No, it's bigger than a bobcat, for sure.
Because I think our version of the quote-unquote panther would either be a bobcat or a minx of some sort, right? Like a minx is like our version of what a panther would probably be.
Panther's closest relative, I would imagine, would be more like the jaguar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that kind of size. Still a medium size, not quite a big cat, but bigger than a bobcat for sure.
Yeah, and bobcats, I think, are 45, 50 pounds at medium size. Well, panthers, 60, 70.
I would put a panther somewhere around 70 to 80. Would be my guess.
I don't know what the classifications are. I'm not at that level of science or, I guess, animal education. So,
dude, before I eat all these, I need to brag on myself.
What are you bragging? You make some the Werthers? Your homemade Werthers?
Yeah. So I made the hard caramels.
Ooh, those are the soft ones.
I made soft caramels.
Which one's
I made homemade soft caramels. Oh my gosh, dude.
Which one's your favorite?
You can't ask me that because that's like asking me which one I like more.
Hard
chewy Werthers or hard Werthers.
Hard candy is for driving, so you have something to eat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The chewies are for snacking on at a movie.
Yeah, for movie snacking for sure.
I'm glad you kind of segued into that because I brought something new. Actually, 2 things new as we get into our episode here. First, I want Welcome everybody to the Chubby Buddies podcast.
Hey, y'all, welcome.
A good
I'm
reason
snacking.
why Martin isn't here because he actually is with his daughters down in Florida. But I brought the new Dr. Pepper creamy coconut. So
I was trying to find that for Heather today.
It's at Walmart.
She wants to try it so bad. We couldn't find it at Walmart.
Oh,
We didn't actually look at Walmart.
Walmart here.
No, I did look at Walmart. I didn't see it.
Okay, so here's your first reaction. I don't do weird flavored pops either. Like,
did you ever do Dr. Pepper and cream soda?
That was gross. And this is not.
Heather loved it because it tasted like cotton candy.
I did not get anything cotton candy out of that. I got trash Dr. Pepper. That's what I got. This is not trash, however. Very delicious. Like, not too coconutty, but not. It doesn't take away from the Dr. Like, I still get the 23 flavors of Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
Very good. And then I have another one. I would buy that maybe again. I have the new fiery mango Doritos. Have you had these yet?
I have not.
It's actually Baja
mango.
Blast fiery mango. So it's Baja Blast fiery mango. I saw
so weird.
I chose this over the big bag and said, why not? So
I would have chose the small bag as well.
I don't want to waste a bag of. Oh wow, those are powerful.
Mine's not new, but
y'all
snackers out there about them Bucky's beaver nuggets.
Oh yeah, they did open a Bucky's in Branson or St. Louis or
up in Springfield. Yeah, opened it in Springfield, and the kids just went on a field trip up there on Friday.
What kind of place? You guys go to?
Hang on. No, hang on. I called BS too. I absolutely called BS too. It was a field trip to a solar farm, and then they would be stopping at Bucky's. You know what I said? Ain't a damn kid out there care about the solar farm. I was like, I'm repping for the 3 science nerd kids who actually care about going to the solar farm. I'm here for those kids because the rest of them are totally on this trip just to go to Bucky's.
I would much rather go to a solar farm than Bucky's. Like, I've been to Bucky's, like, it's cool, like, for if you're traveling, but like, I'm not going to go on I'm not going to go. I wouldn't want to go on a field trip to Bucky's. Like, that's where I thought you were going with that. I was like, what?
I mean, they would, and they did.
Man, these are like making my eyes water.
Okay.
I hope they're not red like I would imagine, like fiery. They're like orange, so I hope that's not like habanero.
I'm curious if they're actually hot.
Oh,
there's a sweetness to it. It
has like a sweet pop flavor on it. Like,
of course it does.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy these again, but they're not like the worst thing I've ever had.
Okay.
That is weird.
Describe it to us.
It's sweet like you would think like a barbecue chip would be without like a mesquite or like there's no smoky flavor to add to it. But it is sweet off the top, and it looks like there's pineapple in it. I don't taste pineapple. I do taste mango, and I get like it's not necessarily a Baja Blast, but it's like they tried to make a carbonated flavor on a chip, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's weird.
Or a carbonated experience on a chip. It doesn't taste the worst. I've had way worse chips, but this one's not. It's nothing I would ever eat like for fun. Like, I figured it'd be fun on here. Definitely different. I'll have Jamie try it and have her tell me what she thinks, but definitely choose the Dr. Pepper over the chips. The chips were a 4 out of 10. How's that?
And there you go.
That's a review. Make the important way.
Dude, settle down.
Anyway.
My dog. He's hyper.
It's all right. So how you been, bud?
Good. Lots of work done this week. Did a celebrated Heather's mom's birthday, ate a meal, like some steak, stuff like that over at their house. Went to a former student of mine's college graduation party, stuff like that. So just been little stuff and grinding away here. Bathroom's finished downstairs. So
oh, you did get that done.
Yep, bathroom's done. All we got left is just the stairs. Uncle Jeff's going to come over tomorrow, and we're going to knock that out.
Nice. And then how many times has he driven back and forth?
Twice.
That's not
twice
bad
in this process. No, it's not bad.
Is Patty with him?
No, she's back there in Hutch.
They're two totally very independent people.
Always have been. Same with mom and dad. I mean, just they go.
Yeah,
they
but
do
your
their
mom and dad
thing
do more stuff together, I think. Like they go and do more things. Like I guess I wasn't around your aunt and uncle that in that way, but I never really saw him and her go out and do stuff together. It was mainly he was in the garage, she was in the house.
Yeah, that's kind of how it always is, though.
Like if Dave was outside, your mom there was a very good chance Sabrina was outside with him. Like no matter what he was doing.
She would go inside and talk with Patty because her and Patty were best friends.
No, I'm talking about when I would go to your house. Like if I was at your house, your dad was outside, your mom was probably outside with him. Maybe, I don't know.
You're saying the difference between my parents and Jeff and Patty. Yeah, for sure.
That's just a outside observation. But I heard you say that you had steaks over her parents' house. Like, I don't know if you feel the same way I do. Do you question the way other people cook steaks? Would you prefer cooking your own steak than going to somebody else's house to cook a steak?
I do usually prefer cooking my own steak. This one was kind of nice because Jason knows how to cook steak, so I'm not worried about it. And it wasn't that, it was chuck steak, so it's not like that great a steak. This was nice because I was the one who provided the steak, so I actually marinated it myself, and then they just did the cooking. So it actually kind of worked out kind of nice.
In a world filled with imitations, there's one name that stands out above all the rest. Rage Beef Jerky, a small batch jerky company that sets the standard for what it means to be 100% grade A quality beef.
Rage Beef Jerky is the self-proclaimed world's best beef jerky. But just because it's self-proclaimed doesn't mean it's not true.
Rage Beef Jerky is made right here in the USA and can be found in 5 states across 400 plus locations ranging from Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Missouri, and Arkansas.
But if you're not near those states, all you've got to do is visit www.ragebeefjerky.com, and you could choose from any of the 6 flavors that they got of jerky or beef sticks. They got both now. They're really good. The flavors are original, teriyaki, hot, cracked pepper, sweet, and spicy, or you can go with my all-time favorite, which is bacon jalapeno. Chef's kiss.
Rage Beef Jerky has given our listeners the opportunity to save 15% off their order. At checkout, use promo code Chubby, that's CHUBBY, and save 15% off your order. Don't let your taste buds suffer through any more mystery meat products. Visit www.ragebeefjerky.com and let your taste buds rage.
Get your jerky on.
What'd you marinate it in?
Basic stuff, liquid smoke, little bit of Worcestershire, and a couple of seasonings.
See, the way that I've done, I don't marinate my steaks, not because I didn't like it, just because I like not marinating them better, just salt and pepper when I cook them. But however, I have learned that after I'm done cooking the actual steak on the grill, I finish it with a reverse sear on the Blackstone with the garlic butter, thyme, and paprika, just any other seasoning, right? But a reverse sear.
When do you salt your meat?
After it's hit room temperature before I put it on the grill. So I bring it out of the fridge, let it get to room temperature, salt it, and then I put it on the grill. And then the side that I salt first is obviously the side goes on first.
Consider salting it before you before it gets to room temp. Consider taking it out, salt it then, and then let it get to room temp and letting that salt just kind of sit on the meat for a little bit. You'll be
I've done
impressed
that
with
too.
it.
I mean, I don't.
It just adds to the tenderness. If you've got a particular cut of meat, the earlier you add salt before the cooking process, the tenderer it gets.
And I can't really tell much of the difference. That's just the process that I use this time. I don't know why I normally don't do it, but I have learned from Matt and oh crap. The bed and breakfast. Matt and
Brandy, yeah.
They showed, like, they made steaks for us one night, and they showed us a little tip that a restaurant gave them. And that was to, right before you cut into it, you squeeze a lemon over the top of it. And then you cut into it. Phenomenal. Like, it was a total different, like, experience of a steak. But yeah, I've always cooked it and then just ate it, right? But this time I've been finishing them with reverse sears with just like a butter, seasoned butter.
Okay.
Turned out pretty good. Have you ever reverse seared on a Blackstone? After you've cooked it, obviously, but then you just finish it off with a reverse sear about 45 seconds each side.
I don't know that I've done that particular thing on my grill. I mean, I've cooked on my grill, so yes, I've reverse seared because I reverse sear sometimes when I cook stuff, but I don't know if I've done it on my grill.
Your Blackstone, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's the only thing I have. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I refer to when I say my grill.
I have an actual charcoal grill, a gas grill, and I have the Blackstone, but like the charcoal.
I just refuse to be that person who calls it by its brand name.
Oh, the flat iron grill.
Don't be that guy, Bobby.
Blackstone. I would probably call any cast iron like flat grill probably a Blackstone or a griddle grill. Is all it is. But I also reverse sear steaks at the lake in like a what do they call it? Cast iron skillet. Like I've done that before too. So, but no, why don't we get into some topics here? Weird food concoctions I found on the internet. I found some weird ass food. Like,
you were telling me about this earlier in the week, some weird foods you've came across. What in the world have you found?
Well, where would you like me to start? Would you like to find the ones that I thought that like would be good for you to try on here? Or
yeah, that's the nonsense that you were trying to tell me. You're like, hey, what if we tried some food concoctions? Like, what are you trying to get me to eat, Bobby? That's what I want to know.
You're the one that actually ended last episode off with, send us your concoctions and we might try it on here. So I was like, okay, I'm going to send Josh my concoction.
You're an ass for holding me to the wire like that.
So I know that you love stale Cheetos.
Love them.
Puffs, to be exact. Right? You prefer puffs over crunchy stale Cheetos. Now, I don't know why, and I don't know how this ever came about, but apparently what is now slowly becoming a new but somehow deeply disturbing option for after-school meals is a combination of Cheetos and milk.
Ew. No.
Now, one can conceivably imagine eating Cheetos with milk, but many people are actually starting to enjoy the option of Cheetos and milk, like a cereal. This has also led to the concept of Cheeto milk. Ugh. Grody, which is the milk left over after you eat Cheetos. A Filipino website, Pepper even offers a recipe one can make with the concoction. Cheetos milk fudge with truffles. Ugh.
So gross.
And this one is the one I got the heebie-jeebies from, but I was like, I'm going to bring it to Josh's attention, and that is hot chocolate and cheese.
What?
It's hard to imagine two foods more people love, but chocolate and cheese together? Now that sounds weird. In Colombia, hot chocolate with cheese is a tradition and a delicacy that people in North America are only just starting to discover.
So, like, you dip your cheese in fondue?
A batch of hot chocolate and then add a cube of cheese on top. When it melts, you've got heaven in a cup. Right? That was my thought exactly. I was like that.
Hang on. So they're talking about hot chocolate, the drink.
The drink.
And then you melt a cube of cheese
you
on
take
top of it.
Cheese,
What
like
kind of cheese?
Mild mozzarella or halloumi. Is that how you pronounce it?
What?
Halloumi. Halloumi?
Halloumi.
Okay. Yeah, it says mild mozzarella or halloumi. I've never heard of halloumi. It
Me
sounds
neither.
like it sounds like a bunch of halloumi. That's what it sounds like. U.S. grocery. You can
Who's
find
out here putting mozzarella cheese in their hot chocolate? Like that's
Colombia.
no,
That's exactly.
no.
Oh, it's actually called something. It's called queso capasigna, meaning rustic cheese. The best tradition you can find in U.S. grocery stores would probably be a mild mozzarella or halloumi. That is
No.
disgusting. All right, so this one is one that I would say that I wouldn't necessarily like turn my head from, because like when you're like a baller on a budget, you've got to do some stuff, right?
We're on a budget.
Cereal and orange juice. Like that doesn't sound so weird to me. Like that's like
I've had to do it.
I can compromise.
I've had to do it.
Like I would
Yeah.
compromise. I would do that.
I will say this. I've learned as an adult there's no value in combining them. Just eat a cup of dry cereal and drink a cup of orange juice and enjoy that. But don't suffer through the misery of pouring the orange juice into your cereal just because it feels right, because it's not. It's not right.
That's what this is telling us to do, is to pour it in a bowl of cereal.
It's a crime. It's a crime.
Oh, this is another one that got
Just
me.
be an adult and eat your dry cereal and drink your orange juice.
If you want cereal that bad, yeah, I would eat it probably dry before I would put. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily not try it if it was offered to. I wouldn't do it to myself, like unless we were trying it on here. I wouldn't.
Man,
try
I still okay. So harshest thing I've ever done as a youth pastor, just when we're talking about trying concoctions. The first lock-in I ever did, we did an event. It was a team-based lock-in. I was handing out points for teams. So everybody was competing on a team, winning points for their team. Well, one of the ways you could win points for your team was to just have an iron gut. And we did a game called Blender of Doom.
You fear a lock-in?
I factored the crap out of these kids.
Oh my god!
And we got 2 big dice. I made sure they actually no, it wasn't dice. It was points-based shopping. So we had categories, and they could pick up to a certain amount, and they got a certain amount of points per item in their smoothie. And the rule was very simple. They had to blend it, drink it, and hold it down.
I don't know, man. I don't think I can.
Let me tell you.
And you blended it together.
Yeah.
So
we put it all into a blender. So there was a basic section, and I had some messed up stuff in there too. And when I say messed up, I mean I'm not talking like abuse. We're talking mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard, pickle juice, stuff like that. Sardines at the worst. We're not talking like really dangerous stuff. One of the things I did do that was funny was in one of my sections that had like sweeter stuff and better tasting stuff, I threw in cocoa powder because I knew kids at their age didn't necessarily know that cocoa powder was a baking agent.
Right.
And sure enough, a ton of kids put cocoa powder in their mix thinking it would sweeten their stuff up, and it doesn't.
No, it makes it.
Oh man, it's so funny.
Like more rich. Like
the winner ended up being this tiny little Filipino girl who maybe weighed $1.25, and she kicked everybody's butt. Her smoothie, I think, had one of almost everything in it, including the sardines, and she got the whole thing down and held it down.
The Philippine people like eat a lot of wild stuff, bro.
Bro, they do, for sure. I had 3 like college athlete boys that tried it, and all 3 of them threw up on smell alone. They couldn't drink their stuff. It was so bad. It was funny.
I like, that's the thing. Like, I would refuse to try a drink version of anything, because that just ruins your whole evening after that. It coats your mouth. You're never getting rid of that taste.
No, you absolutely can get rid of it. And that's how we did it, is we did it before we did any sort of eating and food. So basically right after that was done, we gave them all toothbrushes and stuff, let them brush their mouth out. And then we had pizza and soda and stuff like that. So they got to eat and not feel gross.
So you're telling me would you rather drink something that was made or eat something like that was weird? I would much rather eat something, because
is the eating Are you telling me that the thing I have to eat is alive? Because then no. Because that's
I'm
a
just
fear
saying in
factor thing that I could never do. Don't
No, I
make me
couldn't
try
do
to
that
eat
either.
something alive. But I can drink something that's been blended up.
See, I just think that it's a total different consistency, and I would start gagging the second.
It's like a
if I
hot dog,
know
bro.
what's in-
The
like, I would
moment
rather
it's
not-
no longer that substance anymore, I can get past it.
I would much rather not know what's in that sucker, because the second I know when I go to drink it, I'm gonna smell it. If I know what's in there,
See, that was the harshest part about this event, about this game, was they picked out their own ingredients, so they knew what it was going to taste like. Oh, man.
all right.
It
So
was fun.
far out of these, which ones sound like they're more reasonable for you? Like, would you try
None
the
of them.
with cheese?
No, that's the closest thing that I would of any of them that I might consider trying. It's the hot chocolate and cheese, and that one still terrifies me. I'm so disturbed by that.
So that's the one that you would try most
Possibly,
over the
define
Oreo.
most. I'm over here like
Orange
maybe
juice and
if you
cereal? I'd much rather try orange juice and
again
cereal.
orange juice and cereal is just give me the dry cup of cereal and a cup of OJ. That one shouldn't
but
even be on the list.
Question is would you try a bowl of cereal with orange juice?
Over cheese.
Cheese and hot.
So let me put it this way: I've had cereal and orange juice and would absolutely eat that over trying hot chocolate cheese
Okay.
right now. And I've already had orange juice and cereal before as a poor kid.
Okay. So this one gave me the heebie-jeebies because I hate the smell of this item, and that is balsamic vinegar and ice cream, vanilla ice cream to be exact.
No. See, I'm
No.
not a vinegar fan. I'm not a balsamic vinegar at all.
Smell alone ruins my I gotta leave. It's like, oh,
Was
I'm
it
done.
Subway? Is it Subway that ruined it
No,
for you?
because that wasn't balsamic. That was red wine vinegar, and it really wasn't that strong. We never had the balsamic. We always had
Oh
red.
yeah,
wine
it
vinegar.
was a red wine vinaigrette back
And that
then.
doesn't smell as potent as balsamic vinegar. People that
Balsamic
eat
is
their fish
potent.
with malted vinegar grosses me out. Like, and then you could get the malted vinegar with your fries at Five Guys. No. Have you ever seen that? Seen people dump the balsamic vinegar on their fries?
I've
Gross.
not. I don't know that I want to see that.
And I think this is, nope, they got two more. Flaming hot Cheetos with marshmallows. So whipped into a form of hot Cheetos crispy treats, this flavor combination is killer. Cheetos bring the crunch and the heat, while sweet and sticky marshmallows make things a little bit more mellow. But be aware, these things are hot.
Sounds like a really messed up attempt at a Rice Krispie treat.
That's what it is. You didn't hear me say that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, whipped into a form of hot Cheeto crispy treats.
Yeah, that's disturbing.
So like, has that one jumped anywhere? Like, would you try that one over the cheese and hot chocolate?
No, like we're still orange juice and cereal still has the lead.
All right, so this one I think would take the cake for me, and that is Milk's favorite cookie. Not anymore. A dip of orange juice creates an unexpected orange chocolate pairing.
Mother trucker, if you try to sell me on orange juice and Oreos, I will freaking throw
The chocolate
down.
pairing tastes amazing.
No,
You are peaking like no other.
good. I hope it ruins the audio. That's how much I cannot stand.
Ugh. It's saying you're pretty much giving this sucker a bath until it comes out wrinkly.
That's disgusting.
So that's worse than
That
the hot
is-
chocolate and cheese?
That's the worst one on the list. That's like tooth.
You're telling
Yes.
me Cheetos and milk is not worse?
What?
Cheetos and milk isn't worse?
Cheetos and milk?
Cheetos
No,
and milk.
because ultimately you're just combining like a gross flavor after Cheetos. That's just a preference thing. That one is disgusting because no. It's like the worst version of toothpaste combined with I don't even know how to describe it. Ugh.
So
Oreos and orange juice. Disgusting.
I would try that one. I don't see a problem behind that. Balsamic vinegar
No.
ice cream is the very last one for me. And then number 2 for worst is Cheetos and milk. Number 3 is hot chocolate and cheese. Yeah. So, like, I say we put these on a wheel and spin for each other and see which one we have to try.
Bro, only if you're willing to try all of them too.
Not all of them. We just spin a wheel and whatever it lands on, that's what we have to try.
Then you're willing to try all of them. I'm not saying you're going to have to try all of them, but you better be willing to try all of them too, because all of them are going on the board.
If you do it, I'll do it.
I'll do it. Yeah.
And
So stupid. I'm not letting you spin my board. I don't trust you. You'll set something up.
It'll be the electronic one.
That's even worse.
What?
I don't trust that.
I don't have. You really think I have power of an electronic wheel on the computer?
Absolutely, you do.
Okay. So you're saying that our winner of the $50 gift card was a rig?
No.
Okay, then.
I don't think you're going to rig that. I think you'd rig this.
No. Why would I rig it? We could do it right here live. Like, you could put it on your wheel. I don't care.
No, I can definitely rig my wheel.
We could actually have Heather put all of these in a hat and draw them live for us.
She could. That would be funny.
We could probably do that. We'll have to figure something out, but we for sure the only one
I don't know that we for sure need to do this, Bobby.
Orange juice and Oreos. Like, I would try that before any of them, probably.
Oh, disgusting.
Do you not like Gary's orange chocolates?
No. Can't stand those. Chocolate oranges are gross.
I don't mind them. I think they're pretty good.
Casey loves them too. I can't stand them.
Like, I like I also like, are they called Gredere? Is it Gredere pecans? The orange flavored chocolate covered pecans? I think it's called Gredere. I don't know. It's been a minute since I've had them, but they were delicious. But that's weird food concoctions that we should try, apparently. Unless you can come up with some more that maybe... I'm not doing
so gross.
I'm not doing sardines, and I will not blend them. I will tell you that right now. Not blending any.
That was so gross. Let me tell you.
I mean, I could think of way worse stuff than anything on that list. Like, the cheese and hot chocolate is pretty sketchy. Like,
that one's weird to me, man. Like,
the only thing I see that being is like a creamy hot chocolate.
Well, that's the thing. Mozzarella doesn't necessarily have a ton of flavor. So, yeah, right. It's just going to be creaminess. The problem is melted cheese is a little too thick of a texture.
Even like going to drink it and then like
thinned out through milk. That's what concerns me. Like, even if you thin it out with milk.
You got a string of cheese coming off the cup.
Bobby, why?
I hope you get that one now.
You're so terrible. You're so terrible. I'm just envisioning like the string that you pull a piece of pizza up and there's that big long string, pulling your hot chocolate away. And it's just like
instead of like little teeny tiny marshmallows in your hot chocolate, it's floating cheese curds.
Ugh.
You got to get that good hot chocolate though. That's
you're a jerk, Bobby.
Is it? I don't know. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that special name. But like, I could think of way worse foods to have to try, like sardines, not happening, or that stinky fish that when you open that can of fish, everybody's doing that challenge live, and like they were gagging at the first crack of the can as they were opening it up. Like, I would not. No, I want no part of that.
Yeah, no thanks.
I'd rather try something on that list than anything else. But like concoctions, I think concoctions are actually kind of where you can kind of find different things, and that's why I was led down that like rabbit hole after we left last episode. But like, it got me. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, I'm honestly surprised that you're willing to take so many risks with food. You don't always have the best luck with food.
With food? What do I do with food?
Just like you've got some interesting like food stories. Like I was gonna lead into what we're talking about next, the what shouldn't be what we shouldn't be allowed to buy at the store.
But the reason for that isn't because of like how bad it is. Like that's okay.
No, but it's because we don't always make the wisest of choices.
Right. But like, what other things have I had bad luck with food? Like, I can't remember of anything except for this and maybe like a jalapeno.
I mean,
habanero. I ate a habanero for $1.
Gosh,
As like a 10-year-old, and it was the worst heat of my life. But no, I will agree. Like this was, I mean, growing up, we can all agree that like I was, and still at times I still am very ignorant when it comes to like certain life knowledge. Like certain things don't register as a kid. Like you were always told that like, oh, coffee's going to stunt your growth. Like I've always heard that. And I'm sure you've heard it at least a time or two from your mom and dad about coffee, right?
Yeah.
Obviously
by that standard, they should have been Smurfs.
Right. But like we hear that stuff and like you don't think anything of it. Then when you're not at a right age and you don't know certain things that like, I guess are meant for your body or not meant for your body, especially me, like when I get to like drinking, like I get hungry, man. Like I get the munchies from alcohol and I don't know why. And it's just always been my thing. But like you shouldn't put something in an aisle at Walmart or Dillon's or grocery store that tastes like it should be consumed like as a snack, right? Like that's that's false advertising. That should be behind like the counter to where you have to get a prescription for it, or like no kid. Like imagine a kid eating. Have I told you this story before about what happened to me?
Oh yeah. I love this story. This is hilarious.
Oh, well, like, did you know the details of it though? Like,
I wasn't there, so I don't have all of the details of it. I've just heard you tell it a few times, and it's hilarious.
Well, like, did you ever meet that girlfriend that I was moving in with? It actually happened at her house. It was right after
I met her a couple of times.
Okay. Well, I just moved in with her, or I was moving in with her, and like, I was starting my new job the next morning of this night that it happened. I was starting my next job. I was starting orientation. And I was unpacking all my stuff and I came across an open bottle of Crown Royal, right? And it was only recently did I have actually start appreciating whiskey and its profile. So like at 22 years old, like I came across this and I was like, hey, I'm going to try this. And it was like a concoction that you would see like at like a college fraternity or something like that. It was Crown Royal with Diet Vanilla Pepsi. At the time, it was delicious, but I remember consuming that. That's the last thing that I guess really remember of that night is that I came up with that idea. But as the evening was going on, like I got hungry. I do remember that too. And then like I obviously couldn't drive. And back then I don't think Uber or DoorDash was even a thing.
Yeah, I don't think they were around.
But like, so I had to find something in the house. So I'm raiding the cabinets and I discovered an innocuous box of chocolate drizzled peanut butter granola bars, right? But little did I know the deliciousness was only a disguise because it got me. It was the biggest joke I've ever had because, I was in a whiskey induced like awake coma and I lost track of time and at some point of time,
these weren't just delicious chocolate bars.
They were great. Whoa.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
The best part of the story, because that's like, the next day is the worst part of that story. But I was woken up by her. Like, did I tell you that part of the story? Like, she came home. But she came home. She just got off work at 2 a.m., right? And she came home to the aftermath of my reckless evening, right? But at some point I lost consciousness and fell asleep. And not only did I like lose my dignity at that morning, but I also at some point in the evening lost all of my clothes. All of my clothes that I had on that evening gone. I was by her laying in the living room in my birthday suit, surrounded by all of the empty Raptors of the granola bars. Right. What's even weirder is that I woke up, and I don't know why I remember this either. I remember waking up to the TV being on, and it was Law and Order SVU.
Did you feel like a victim in that moment?
100%, because
Waking up, wrappers around you, you're like,
not only
where are my clothes?
yeah, but not only that though, she came home to the front door wide open, so just the screen door. All the lights were on in the house. I'm passed out like a Sherpa carpet on the floor, and all I remember her saying is, "What in the hell happened? Are you okay?" Like those are
Like,
not
did you get attacked? What's going on?
right. And I was confused. I'm like, oh my! I wasn't hungover. I didn't have a headache. That drink, I drank that whole bottle of Crown. That's what happened. But I do also remember her aggressively, like, when I look back on it, I don't know why, like, she asked me if I was okay or like what happened. I didn't know if she was really like wondering if I was okay or if she was upset that I ate all of her granola bars. But like, I remember her aggressively say at least twice that those weren't granola bars, right?
They weren't.
They were not granola bars. But then she proceeded to give me a science lesson of what a fiber one bar really is for, right? Like that is, but like I said, they should not put a fiber one bar that tastes of amazing quality granola bar in the same aisle with the kids cereals. I don't know if you can agree or disagree with that, but you probably also never ate a whole box of fiber one bars.
You are correct. I do not have that experience, and I thank the good Lord for that.
Because that next morning I was in the most discomfort. When I say discomfort, I've had gas before several times, like throughout my life. I've had gas. This was another level of gas. This was the worst gas probably anybody could ever wish themselves to have. Like I always appreciated a good sounding fart, right? Somebody like little church house creeper. Like I will always appreciate that. But like sitting in work, like my new jobs, like orientation with like 60 plus people who were also in orientation for Via Christi Hospital, right? I was just in the worst pain, sweating, couldn't breathe. And every time that they would have a break, I did not want to get up and walk because I knew that like I probably wasn't going to come back.
There's going to be squirts all along the whole way.
No, I was constipated, bro. I was so constipated. Like
I just meant like farts, like little squirty farts, like
oh man, like
little squeaks and
all in, and I was sitting like this. I was, oh my god,
oh, that'd be so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think there was probably 12 to. I don't know how many normally come in a Sam's Club size box, but I had at least 12 Fiber One chocolate drizzled peanut butter Fiber One bars. So yeah, that's why I say there's certain things that don't, like, you and I see stuff get removed off shelves all the time that we love, like Surge or certain like Cheerio, like, or certain cereals or something like that, right?
Yeah,
take it off the shelves or move that shit to another part of the store because that shit does not need to be in the same aisle. That's all.
That's the thing. That's the thing. It's not in the food aisles. It's in the health food aisles.
In the food
it
aisles.
was just in your house.
It was. I just went and got granola bars, Fiber One bars, right underneath the granola bars that I pulled. Right next.
Were they?
Yes.
Really?
Same aisle.
See, I would imagine those would be over in like the Atkins area and stuff like that.
Dietary stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's in the food aisle with the granola right across from the cereal.
Well, there it is, folks. Got to watch out. Make sure you don't buy them Fiber One bars. Otherwise, you'll be
like, there's no reason for something that tastes like it. Have you ever had one?
No.
So you've never had one.
No.
Best tasting granola bar I've ever had.
112.
Yeah.
I can tell it was the best tasting, Bobby.
Yeah.
You had 12.
Well, but I don't know if I had 12 because they tasted so good, but they do taste good. I mean, we can agree that the number 12 probably happened like as I kept drinking that little concoction that I admitted of diet.
What was it? It was vanilla Pepsi?
Brown. Ugh. It gives me the chill thinking about it.
I bet, man, that would be.
Has your buddy do you talk to Justin regularly?
No, not on like a regular basis or anything.
I just didn't know if you
mean, we say hi when I see him in person, but we're not like socially active.
Does he still go to Missouri a lot?
Not a lot, but I'd say in the past 10 years, I've seen him half a dozen times. So
I just was just curious. I just didn't know how close you guys were. I mean, like, I
wouldn't call us I wouldn't call us much more than
college buds.
Whatever just past acquaintances is. I certainly wouldn't expect him to call me a close friend by any means. I would say we were classmates and dorm mates and acquaintances that maybe you could say ran in the same circles or something like that. And he and I mean, don't get me wrong, like, he knows my name, I know his name. He knows that Heather and I have come to support him at multiple of his shows. So he might say now, yeah, no, JD's a friend of mine. But, like, we weren't super close when he was in the dorm. I would say we got closer when he and Jeff were friends. And then I would say I feel closer to him now that he's not, like, here and around than I ever did when he was in college. But I would say that's because part of it has to do with he had to deal with the hassle of leaving a Bible college, which, as you can guess by the culture, man, that can sometimes be shameful. And not that he did anything wrong or had any, but, you know, when everybody's goal that goes to the place is to become a preacher or run a church or something like that, and you end up as a comedian,
decently known comedian so far.
Well, yes, he wasn't at the time, and that was the thing. Like, he had spent 10 years of his, life after college still pushing for this comedy career and wasn't quite big yet. And so, I mean, there was tension there, but, like, me personally, I loved watching his journey from day one. So I got to watch him when he first started touring, saw him in Wichita, saw him in Springfield. Then he went to New York City, was trying to make it big out in New York, struggled to really find his market, came back to Oklahoma, and that's really where it started to take off for him. And I've just kind of, like I said, I've followed the journey the whole time, and I've just always kind of tried to support him as best as I could, because
I was just curious. I feel like I'm stalking him, like, because I'm commenting on all of his videos.
He's funny, dude. He's funny, and you're not so far removed that it's that weird. Stop it.
That's funny. He has good interaction. Like, he creates good posts that are like, they draw you in to interact with them, and that's why
absolutely.
I was just curious if you were good close friends or if you were just like, oh, he's my buddy, hey, I know him, stuff like that. Because
I'd say it's more like that, just because I wouldn't want to impose that upon him. Yeah,
right. And I understand that.
I don't want to be that guy who's like, oh yeah, I know this guy and this guy. No,
I'm gonna name drop so I can get myself into a club.
Yeah, I don't care about any of that. I just think the dude's funny and deserves his flowers, because I've always, even in the dorms, he was the funniest dude in the dorms. And I always thought when he stepped out to do comedy, I always thought, man, that's such a fit for him. I know he'll make it. And I've just always tried to support him in that.
And it's good that he did it early, because, like, to make it in comedy is like one of the, I would say it's the equivalent of doing like wrestling, like professional wrestling. Like, you have
to put so much time and grind into it, and travel, and just
for free for a long time before you even get like your name dropped. Be like, hey, you
have to build up who you are and like your skill at comedy.
And that's why I thought it was very similar to
incredible.
Wrestling. At least that's how it seems. But like, like, he's had several different posts on there. Like, one was like, what was your ringtone growing up? Like, stuff like that. Like, it was just
be a baller.
Yeah, that was never.
That was Jordan's.
Yeah, that was Jordan.
Jordan. That's what I was thinking of. That was Jordan's for sure. Wanna be a baller, shot caller.
I would change ones all the time, like too many times probably, and it would get like too annoying whenever it'd go off too.
What was mine? I'm trying to think of what mine would be.
You had Sweet Home Alabama, I know, a couple.
I did have Sweet Home Alabama for quite a while.
Okay, and then you also had like a Casting Crown song for a long time.
Oh,
I don't know
I
why.
did, didn't I?
Shit. Like, why do I remember?
That's so weird.
Like mine, I had Hanson's Umbop for a long time. And I think I did that because I really enjoyed watching House. Because that was his ringtone. And then I had, I also had Eurotrip's ringback, or like that notification sound. The mail.
Yeah, I had the Power Rangers.
Go Power.
There, doo, 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 doo. I had that set for their communicator beep. I had that set for my text messages for the longest time.
Yeah, for my text, it was the Eurotrip mail, motherfucker.
Mail, yeah.
Yeah. But no, this one that like intrigued me a lot was this recent post was like, can you think of a comedy bit that like no matter what you do, it always brings you back to it, like when you're out in public. And like I used first thing that always comes to mind, I think, even with you and me both, was Jim Gaffigan's Hot Pockets. Like,
oh gosh, yeah.
But I've got
a
book about how many stand-up comedy bits I think about daily. Like no matter
for real.
Daily, I think about stand-up comedy bits.
The funny thing about the Hot Pockets bit is that works in so many ways. Because like when you're thinking about like Hot Pockets, boom, that comes into your head. But then when I'm thinking about just how like flat branding can be, like that's the bit that comes to my mind. It's like Hot Pockets. What do they do in Mexico? Caliente Pockets. It's like,
and that's where like that movie Unfrosted, it really brings stuff together because Jim Gaffigan was a part of it, because he's like, what's a Hot Pocket? He's like, is that like a Pop-Tart stuffed with a bunch of nasty meat? Like there's so many things that he
he makes his comedy bits in there. I love it.
No, that was what he said in his bit was like,
oh, okay. I was gonna say that's his comedy bit. So I was like, are you talking? He makes that in the movie? Hey.
No, but he does have a Pop-Tart bit that he does, and so does Seinfeld. I think a lot of probably comedians do, but like there's just certain bits that like it always draws you back to a specific comedian. Like me, Robin Williams is one of them. Like when he talks about the invention of golf, like that is one of the best bits I've ever heard.
Heck yeah.
When you're driving the ball, what are you gonna call it?
Stroke.
He's like, a stroke. Yeah, every time you swing,
every time you swing the ball, you feel like you're having one.
God,
you know, interestingly enough, and I think it's because we're in an election year and stuff like that, but he's dead and gone, and still his comedy bit about rambling Joe Biden, I still laugh to this day about. It also makes it a little bit easier to swallow that he's still our president, because like Biden's been this way long before he was this
that was
old.
Back when he was a senator was when he made that joke.
He's still like, he was rambling and full of nonsense even way back then. So this isn't an old age thing. Like Joe Biden's just crazy. That's just how it is. But it's funny to me because every time he gets up, and even more so, it's more pronounced now that he's older, but like when he gets to rambling, all I can hear is Robin Williams in the background going, oh, there's old rambling Joe Biden.
What even holds up now is, have you seen Shane Gillis's, he refers to Joe Biden as the human-made Roomba.
No.
Because like, have you ever noticed how he's like a Roomba? Like
they do have to redirect him all the time.
Yeah. It is the best. Like, Shane Gillis is a national treasure. He's I think he reminds me a lot of Robin Williams in his humor. He's not as like, I guess, interactive in his comedy, but he's just as funny because of the history. Like that's what makes it better. What other bits did you have that like make you go?
So Justin actually has a bit that, honest to goodness, every time I go out to eat and order food, I think of this bit. He talks about being so big, or he talks about being a bigger guy. It's like being such an eater that you know when the sway of your fast food delivery bag is off. And he's talking about ordering Popeyes and stuff, and the biscuit and being two biscuits light. Yeah, and I'm like, I laughed so hard at that because I legit think that's so funny. I love Popeyes biscuits, so I would notice in Popeyes biscuits.
Bro.
Oh heck yeah, dude! It was so good. I love that one.
Okay,
Popeyes does not get enough credit. It's so good. I love Popeyes.
But yeah, I
But no, yeah, it's so funny.
Oh,
And
he
yeah,
could do
I
that.
thought,
Too, but it's not. He made it so specific that like it brings you back to that joke. But like you
Heck
and
yeah.
I, or any other guy that loves to eat, can do it just by judging by the looks of the bag. Like there's not enough in there that I ordered, so I know that not all of my stuff's in there.
exactly.
Like, if I ordered should at least fit in 2 bags, and you gave me half of one. So no, you got to redo it.
So we know when our food's off. I just think it's so funny because now when it happens, my immediate thought is straight to that bit. It's immediately
Regularly now.
It's so good. So that good comedy does that, man. It kind of locks itself into your brain and just it becomes a multi-tap for that dopamine hit. Like you just get to come back to it.
And that's what it's for, though, because like when anything like the presidential election is coming up, right? Like anything bad that could happen, like it's still going to have you thinking about every comedian that's ever made fun of these two guys ever.
Yeah.
Like, and it's going to be like, oh, this is going to be great. So like George W. Bush, like the joke that Robert Williams had about him, waving Stevie Wonder, like those will always hold up to like where we're at in today's life, especially with all the other stuff that's going on. Like, not one bad joke. So, but no, that's why I felt like a stalker, because I'm commenting on his clips or his shorts that he makes on Instagram all the time, and I'm like, maybe I'm doing it too much.
Nope, go for it. Engage. That's what he wants. Pump it.
HCW.
I like it. That's a good as a setup as anybody, y'all. Heartland Championship Wrestling is in action, and we are excited for it. We had a great time. Got to celebrate Legacy in all of its greatness, a great event. But we are not stopping because the show is still rocking. And let me tell you, the next one coming up, May 18th, New Beginnings, is going to be a blast. Lots of exciting matches. The one that we got to announce, which is huge, is, of course, the brand new Independence Champion, man by the name of Chance Kerrigan. And he will be defending that title against a man who has 0 losses, correct? 0 losses in Heartland Championship Wrestling.
0 losses in one-on-one matches.
In one-on-one matches, 0 losses. A fellow by the name of Kane Carter. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Kane Carter. Yep. Kane Carter, Chance Kerrigan are fighting it out for the title. And there's actually been a little bit of controversy over that because King Carter is not officially, I mean, with a record like that, there's no question that he's a contender, but he is not officially the #1 contender. And there's been some drama. We thought we'd fill you in on it because the Spotlight, Logan Knight, is all sorts of pissed, okay? He is the official #1 contender, and he wants to know why, after an incredible showcase of events at Legacy, he wants to know why he is not getting his shot at the title, even if it's a brand new champion. He's ready to showcase that he deserves that title. So, lots of drama. Nothing officially worded from the owner, Billy Simmons, or I guess co-owner, Dick Richards. So, we'll have to see how things play out. But certainly,
I don't know if you saw it. There was word.
No, I didn't see it. I'm not in the loop. Go ahead. Fill me in, Bobby. What's the word?
In that post that we had, it was a lot of people had the thought at first, as agreeing so, like it was the first thought that probably everybody had, that it was Dick Richards' choice not to have Logan Knight.
Well, duh.
Use Kerrigan, but turns out it was actually Billy's decision. And no, I don't believe that he is given a reason, but he did come out and he manned up and he fessed up and said it was him. He could have 100% blamed it on Dick, but he could have, but he didn't.
Wow.
So we'll see where that, I guess, predicament takes him down his Spotlight and Logan Knight Ventures.
Well, there you go. So, big event, big title match coming up. Make sure you're there. This is New Beginnings, May 18th. It's going to be at the Osage Park and Recreation Center. Doors open at 5 p.m. Bell's going to ring at 6. Cost of those tickets is $12, and make sure you guys remember, kids get in free, 12 and under get in free. So it is a great night. Take your family, have a blast, get you some great food. Maybe not the best of food you could have had, but it'll still be good. I mean, I know they serve some good food, but I do believe New Beginnings might be a little lacking in the food department. New Beginnings on concessions. That's what it's going to feel like.
Vending machine
But
food.
I digress.
Some of that Dick Richards vending machine food.
Yeah. Don't blame Billy, blame Dick Richards. He's the guy you want to give the middle finger to, as long as your kids aren't watching.
Agreed. And don't forget to follow him on Patreon for just $5 measly. You can get
Bro, they ain't measly these days. Every dollar counts. But still,
Well,
for $5, which is a pretty small investment a month, you can get the best freaking wrestling this side of the Mississippi, dude. It's so good. Oh, I love it.
I actually was watching the footage from some of the matches on a link that Daniel sent me. So, I mean, yeah, that's awesome quality. I didn't get any of the moving shots that the camera guy usually has. It was mainly the
Still shots.
Still shot video, the still shot video version versus the movement and everything. But still cool. And they added the commentary to, I think, almost all the videos that I saw. It's pretty cool.
Love it.
But yeah, they're on Patreon, Instagram, Facebook, and X, and also TikTok. So
Yep,
make
you
sure
can find them. Their handle is at HCW Live 23. So make sure to follow them on all the socials. You will absolutely catch all the good stories. It's fantastic.
So what do you say we talk a little sports?
Oh yes, please. Not baseball though, because this is hard.
Yeah, I didn't
This
think
is so hard.
you would want to, of all people.
So the most recent one that's got me just blown away. Did you see the drama with so challenges are a timed thing, right? You have to call for the challenge, and then they give you a little window to determine whether you're actually going to challenge. So there was a security guard that got in the way of Ollie Marmol trying to call for a challenge. So he calls for it. Clock's running, everything. Security guard just comes strolling by just within this window and gets right in between Ollie and the guy on the phone, and the guy can't give him the signal to challenge, and so they missed their challenge cue. So it's just little stuff like that. It's just ridiculous. Just finding ways to lose, man.
But I've seen if you were going to say that it was like say it was 1 second off and Angel Hernandez is the one that said, nope, you can't do it no more.
I wouldn't be surprised if it would have been Angel. Yeah. He is terrible.
Or if he's the
one.
No,
it's just I share that story because it's an example of what it feels like Cardinals baseball is going through right now. Just a bunch of nonsense crap that just keeps hamstringing us. It's so rough. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I didn't have any baseball on mine to bring up for you.
That's all I got for baseball. If you're a Cardinals fan, you're suffering alongside with me. I'm sorry.
That's the thing about baseball. Like anything can turn around by July.
It's true. It's true. I'm hoping the pitching improves. I'd really love to see it.
We'll see, but doubtful.
What other sports are going on that's way more exciting?
Signed Ezekiel Elliott back to the roster. I thought that was the biggest Cowboys news for Dallas Cowboys, because I really don't see why they would have gotten rid of him in the first place, because he didn't hurt the team. That's what I'm getting at. Like,
fair enough.
Zeke did not do anything to hurt the team. No. Was he producing to what he was 5 years before that? Of course not. No rookie ever, or he was a rookie 5 years ago, and then you're going to cut him because he's not producing the exact numbers, which he was only off by like 500 yards. How can you expect that to happen when you have a passing team now? Like you're pretty much giving a guy a job that can't be done at that point. But then you were thinking about going to get Derrick Henry. Get out of here. Like you can't justify that, because then you're going to end up paying even more money. So Jerry Jones, sit down, know your role, and choke on like go get some like medication because you need it.
And what is his role, Bobby? Jerry Jones?
a head coach, but he tries to be. Which I'm surprised
okay.
he's not tried to like micromanage that. Like that's
Dude, this feels like the most hands-off Jerry Jones has been in a long time.
and
What's
that's
going on?
at his old age and like his reputation in the league. I think that obviously helps because like if you look at all of his past coaches outside of Jimmy Johnson, who was the last coach that put Jerry Jones, that was the last time we didn't see Jerry Jones ever hardly on the field because Jimmy Johnson knows what he's doing. But after that, you had Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips, he was a defensive coordinator. He's never been a head coach, but who's on the field? Jerry Jones. And then after him, you have Slap Happy Clappin. I'm glad I forget his name, but anyway.
Well, nobody can deny that you're a true Cowboys fan. You've suffered through all of it, and you've got the receipts.
Well, I mean, it's the common sense thing that kills me. Like you see all this stuff happening. Now, I don't know everything that's going on, obviously, but like it doesn't make sense. They're talking to Derrick Henry. Why are you talking to Derrick Henry? You just got rid of a guy who supplied equally good numbers throughout his career in Zeke. I mean, that's just a personal opinion with that, but if you look at the numbers, they're not far off. That's just me, though. But Travis Kelce also became the highest paid tight end in NFL history.
Man, I know. There's a little confusion about that. I was sad because, I thought that was originally a 2-year extension. It wasn't. It was just a redo of his current 2-year contract. To make him the highest paid tight end in the NFL, which he deserves that. And I believe he's worth every penny of that. He deserves that. I got friends who think that he'll keep playing after this contract. I'm not so sure.
For 2 years, though, like if you think about it, for what he's done, I mean, I think he started a year after Gronk came into the league, right? So he's got 4 years on. I think he's got 3 years now on Gronk. He's been in the league now 3 years longer than Gronk. So
that sounds right.
I mean, outside of Tony Gonzalez, like there's nothing else for him. I mean, other than for the love of the game, just like his brother. His brother could have stayed in the league.
As I said, love of the game is the only thing that should keep him here because he's accomplished enough
everything that
to be considered the greatest.
Outside of maybe doing 3 in a row. That's the only thing he has not accomplished.
Yeah.
But everything else.
Once he does that, I mean, with a 3-peat, there's no arguing.
So say it happens this year. You think he retires a year early?
No.
Okay.
No, he'll finish out this contract no matter what. The question is, does he love playing football enough to keep playing after this contract?
And we've all known in sports that it's not necessarily the smartest thing that we know of. I mean, just by science and what I guess happens when you play the game of football. I mean, is it a good idea for him to even play
He'll be my age. He'll be 36. So it'll be.
I thought he was
He's
younger.
34. He's 34.
Yeah, and I'm 36, and you're 36, so he's 2 years younger than us. I thought you said next year he'll be our age.
No.
Oh, I thought that's what you said.
When the contract is over, he'll be our age, 36.
Gotcha. I was going to say, because Jason's our age.
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe we're going to be 37?
No. Makes me feel so old.
But also outside of that,
I can't believe that I'm going to have seniors this next school year. That makes me feel crazy and old as dirt.
You can also be a grandparent. I mean, I'm just saying, we did bring that up.
Shut up, Bobby.
Also, Travis he's got a new show coming out called Are You Smarter Than...
I saw you write that. I have not heard anything about this.
They talked about it on the New Heights podcast.
I haven't listened in the last couple of weeks. I've been super busy.
I don't know when it's going to air. Like they just briefly kind of discussed it. Like they also discussed how Jason's going to be in the commentating world now, which I think is perfect. But Travis is, I guess, going to be. I'm going to assume it's probably going to start filming after either. If it's not this summer, it's going to be after the season this coming up. So, but that show's, I guess, called "Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity?" And
oh man,
I mean, how many celebrities can you? I mean, outside of people who have done Jeopardy, like, or I guess hosted Jeopardy. How many guys hosted Jeopardy that you could say, oh yeah, that guy's smart as crap? I mean, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader is probably where they're getting all this stuff, and I really hope that they're not going the same route.
I mean,
with having kids,
I would imagine that a celebrity might be a little smarter, or a little. I would imagine that a fifth grader might be a little smarter than a celebrity. in
I don't
general.
know,
So
man. You've got.
this might be a lowered bar.
I mean, look how many people have like degrees, and some of them are doctor. Like, did you know Dolph Lundgren was like a chemist or something?
Sure did.
That's
Master chemist. He has his master's in chemistry. Doctorate in chemistry. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think he's a doctor in bio. Is it biochemistry? I think.
Maybe. I don't remember.
That's why it intrigues me, because like you might think somebody's dumb, but like some of the craziest people are smarter. Like some of the smartest people, like the Big Show, or not the Big Show, Kane, the wrestler. That dude is like, he's intelligent as crap.
He's a mayor.
Yeah, he's a mayor of like somewhere up in like in the north.
It's like Tennessee, I think.
Oh, I thought it was in the north. Like,
no, I don't think
like
so.
New Hampshire-ish area.
Do you need to go potty? I think I need to let my dog out to go to the bathroom real quick.
Okay. But no, that's what I was thinking. Like, I think it could be a good show depending upon who they have going against the celebrities, because I wouldn't want it to obviously be fifth graded. I would want it to be more like Jeopardy, like that style. But like, I would say it'd be fun to know if they know stuff that's happening outside of Hollywood, or like stuff like that, stuff that they could have known while they're in Hollywood, if that makes sense. Like general knowledge of like how to change a tire, like the steps of how to change a tire and stuff like that. Like, how many of these people have never changed a tire, do you think? Probably so many of them.
Do you think it's that bad? Do you think there's that many that don't?
Yeah, because like if you see like people that are on show like David Letterman, like how many people who have actually admitted it, it's kind of mind-boggling if you think about it. It's like, how do you not know how to check your oil or change your tire? Like, for you and me, like, we had to always know, like, we could never ever afford somebody else to do all of that stuff for us. That's why I was like, ooh, I wonder if they're going to do like something fun with it. Ooh, have you ever changed a tire or checked the oil? I want to know how you do it. Show me how you do it. But no, that was what I had for that. And then, did you have any sports other than my last topic that I was going to talk about?
I wanted to ask your thoughts. I saw a really nice, it looked like a really clean knockout at 301 or something. Yeah. Wasn't that recent?
Believe it or not, I actually didn't watch it last night. I watched the highlights.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so yes or no? Was there not some sort of like really impressive?
Well, they had
knockout.
They had the prelims for I think they had a knockout in the prelims. It was good, and then in one of the top 3 matches, they had a really good knockout up against the gate that went all the way to the buzzer, pretty much.
Was that where the dude dropped his arms and he kind of caught it?
Yeah,
caught him in the. Yeah, that one was cool, man. That was really impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the highlights, but like, I also couldn't get like good connection. So,
oh, I'm sorry.
It's all good. I mean, I could still watch the highlights. I'm good.
I just know how you like the fights, so I thought I would try to connect with you because I saw
the
the
only one that I was
like,
interested in watching was the female fighter that was fighting. She's got like bright red hair.
Okay.
And then the second to the co-main event, like the co-main event was the only one that I really wanted to watch. Like, and the guy that I wanted to win won. So we're good.
Okay. There you go.
If it was the Super Bowl, I would have done. If it was something like the Super Bowl, like 300, like if it was 300, you wouldn't. Yeah, I would not have missed it. So.
Fair enough. Man, anything else in the sports world? I mean,
I have the Bill Belichick. Did you watch?
Well, we had the news on the Chiefs, Rashee Rice.
Oh,
is that official?
Well, that's the rumor.
Or is that just the current rumor? I would like to point out that I nailed it, if that is the case.
Well, like, what's the miss with legal or outside of like team?
I mean, minimum's 4, but in this situation, I would expect nothing less than 8.
Yeah, and that's not counting if the team decides to suspend him at all.
That's true. And Kansas City's done that before. So,
and Andy Reid doesn't put up with nonsense. Like, that's just
I think it'll be half the season at least before he comes in and plays.
Right.
So,
and I mean, that's the best case scenario for him. The worst case scenario, he didn't play at all.
Exactly. The plus side is he's owned it. He's taken responsibility for it. So it's not going to get worse than this. Yeah. It could have.
Way worse.
But it's not going to, because he's owned it, and it can only heal from now.
For once, somebody learned from other people's mistakes.
Yeah,
I mean, it's unfortunate, but
yeah, You wish you would have learned before the accident, but here's the thing. We will all be forever grateful that this wasn't a Henry Ruggs situation.
Oh man,
What
yeah,
it absolutely could have.
ruined his career.
Yep.
I mean,
and I think he and every other rookie coming into the league has to see this and recognize the foolishness of it.
Yeah. And it could have been way, like, not only could it have been worse for him, but like, I couldn't imagine walking life like knowing that I took somebody's life like that with like just a dumb decision. Like that's my personal like take on it, is like
just
how could you
irresponsibility
not outside of the NFL, like because you could always like do something sports wise, but no, is it going to be as good? No, but like if you like killed somebody, how could you deal with like that's going to not just as an athlete, that's going to mess with you mentally. At least sure. I guess a real like a normal human being would.
For sure.
But I also saw the Dolphins signed Odell Beckham to the wide receiver roster.
Really? Dolphins picking up OBJ, huh?
I don't see it being a bad thing, but it's also not like he's not like the greatest wide receiver, obviously. Anymore.
See,
it's not
here's
bad.
The thing. OBJ, I think injuries prevented that man from truly being as great as he was capable of being.
Right, but we got to see such a good OBJ.
I think what we've seen of OBJ has been very impressive. And I think myself and everybody who watches him play would agree we wish we could see more.
Yeah.
He just can't stay healthy.
How long has he been in the league? Like 12, 15 years? Between 12 and 15 years?
No.
I bet you he came in the league in 2006.
We graduated high school in 2006, Bobby.
Okay.
You really think Odell Beckham Jr. has been there?
Was he before or after Dez Bryant? I thought he was before Dez Bryant.
After.
Oh, okay. Well, because
Odell was after Megatron.
He was?
Yes.
Well, Megatron was before Dez.
Odell Beckham Jr. joined the league
2011
in 2014.
Oh wow, so 10 years.
Been in there 10 years.
Seems like forever. I said 12 to 15. I'm not too far off. I didn't say 20.
No, you said 2006. That was 18 years.
And that was when did Dez come into the league? Because it was after we graduated. He came in. I think he came in 2011 or 12, probably the same time, maybe. Dez and him.
Let me check.
Around the same time. But
Dez
no, I agree.
Dez came into the league in the 2010 draft.
2010.
So no, Dez Bryant's been there 14 years.
Well, he's out. I don't think he's played since he left the Ravens like 4 years ago.
Yeah, 2020 was the last time Dez played.
Yeah. So, but like I agree. Odell Beckham, like we saw like some of like we've seen
some of the greatest hands catches in NFL history have come from Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, they were
that dude can catch.
Everybody that catches the ball now
balls.
compares it to like that one-handed catch that he had in the corner of the end zone. Like, Odell
forever an iconic receiver. It's just one of those things where you're like, what could have been if he had stayed healthy?
Right.
What could we have gotten to witness?
Or what would
how many more incredible catches would we have seen and awed over?
Like those
from
like
him.
If he wasn't with the Giants, like would we have seen the same Odell? That's a good question. Like that's him and
you could ask that of any receiver that has to go to a team that has no quarterback. But especially a guy like him, it feels even harsher.
A good quarterback at least.
They had a good quarterback for 3 snaps.
3 snaps. You don't consider Eli a good quarterback?
Eli
Manning?
Oh, I wasn't talking about Eli.
That's who I'm talking about.
You're talking about the Jets.
The Jets?
You said the Jets, didn't you?
The Giants?
Oh, I thought you said the Jets.
Odell Beckham didn't play for the Jets.
I was going to say, I thought you said the Jets. I was like, why would he play for the Jets?
No, he left the Giants to go to the Rams. No, he went somewhere else before that, but he went to the Rams and then the Rams to the Ravens now to the Miami Dolphins. Or no,
There you go.
Was he also with Tampa Bay with Tom Brady? Was he on one?
Yes. No, that was
Oh, that was
other crazy dude,
yeah, that was
Antonio Brown.
Yeah, Antonio Brown. But no, that's all I had for like this.
Oh, he was with the Browns.
It was with the Browns?
Odell Beckham Jr. was with the Browns.
Okay. So, oh yeah, that's right, because he was with them when they were to play the Chiefs to go on to the AFC Championship, or to go to the Super Bowl, where they was in the AFC Championship, wasn't it? Or no, it was the round before the AFC Championship that they lost to the Chiefs. But entertainment, in just under 30 minutes, we will get to see the greatest live roast of all time, Tom Brady. So
this is gonna be funny, man.
Gonna be out. So I don't, with the lineup that did you see the lineup that they have for the comedians? Oh my God.
I never looked at it. I'm just excited to hear people crap talk on Brady for 2 hours.
I'm just surprised he signed up for it, to be honest. But I think it's going to be all great. So like the host is Kevin Hart, so you know that's going to be great.
Yep.
Now, the people that they have, actually, Bert Kreischer's there, Tom Segura's there. So it's going to, like, you have sports fans there. So that's what's going to be great about it, because I don't know if you're familiar with all of those comedians, but one of the best roasters that people overlook is Tony Hinchcliffe. He used to be a writer for the Comedy Central roasts, and he's coming back to do the roast and roast Tom Brady. And he's a huge,
that's fun.
He lives, breathes, sweats, and like, it's just diehard wrestling. That's what he's like. He's
okay.
And then he actually got offered a job by the WWE to write for the WWE. And then he turned it down because he wanted to partake in the comedy world. He's like, I'm a comedy writer. He goes, if I don't do it, then I'm never going to do it. So he moved on and did comedy. So Tony Hinchcliffe is going to kill tonight. I will guarantee it. You will not be able to not laugh. Guarantee it.
All right.
Cat Williams had his live special last night. I had to shut it off. I couldn't like, it wasn't as good as it normally. Cat Williams
really
is funny. I'm not going to take that away from him. He's just not the same Cat Williams. Like, his jokes weren't it wasn't Pimp Chronicles at all, but nowhere close. And that's how I'll say that. But what did you and Heather just got done watching a movie that I was kind of surprised that she had never seen, The Rundown.
Okay. Yeah.
How do you not?
Okay. I don't know how, because I'm listing off action movies that are available to watch, and she
disappointed.
Passion. She goes, "Is that The Rock?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's The Rock. It's The Rundown. You've seen that?" And she goes, "No, I haven't." I'm like, "What do you mean you haven't seen The Rundown? I had to have had you made you watch The Rundown." She's never seen it. I've never made her watch it. So,
and that came out before you guys even met, didn't it?
Yeah, dude. That's like 03.
03? For real?
03 or 06, I think. One of the two.
I was going to say, like,
it's old, bro.
In school, or like right after we got out of school is what I would have thought. But that was just a guess, obviously.
2003. The Rundown came out in 2003.
That's crazy.
Because it basically came out, I think it basically came out shortly after Scorpion King. Because wasn't Scorpion King like 01 or something like that?
Scorpion King was either 1999 or 2000. Because it was right after The Mummy. Because it was The Mummy Returns, and then Scorpion King.
Yeah. 2002 was Scorpion King.
A year before that.
And then 2003 is Rundown.
He did Walking Tall before The Rundown.
Walking Tall was I think.
He did a lot of movies like back to back to back to back. Like,
he did.
Pretty close to each other.
He came out real strong. No, Walking Tall was 2004. Rundown was before Walking Tall.
I just thought that that's what it was.
Rundown was so funny, though. If you've never seen it, guys, Sean William Scott, that's Stifler from the American Pie series. He plays a Nepo baby who is a treasure seeker, and The Rock plays. I say Nepo baby. He's not a Nepo baby. He's a mobster's kid, and The Rock is kind of working muscle for this mobster, and he's a retrieval specialist or something like that. He goes and finds things.
He's Nicolas Cage if Tony Soprano's son became Nicolas Cage in
That's
The Treasure.
that's a very great way to put it. Tony Soprano's kid becomes Nicolas Cage and is after the Declaration.
Could you imagine that being like the storyline of how
that's dude, bro? If you were to explain a film plot badly, that's 100% the way to do it for that movie. Tony Soprano's kid
that
becomes
it wouldn't be Sean William Scott in the rundown.
No, I'd be like, what the heck is this movie? Oh man,
no, that is a great movie. It's in my for The Rock.
Hilarious and a great cast too. We're 2003, and we're talking The Rock, Sean William Scott, Rosario Dawson, and Christopher Walken. Like phenomenal casting. All actors who have amazing careers and are still successful today.
The only one I don't see in movies often is Sean William Scott. That's the only.
That's fair. Sean William Scott hasn't done as much lately, but Rosario Dawson, oh my goodness, dude, she's killing it.
And when you brought that up, you were saying like
Heather was blown away. I'm showing it to her, and I was like, "Do you recognize that face?" She goes, "I do. I just can't tell who that is." And I'm like, "That's Ahsoka from the new Star Wars series. That's part of the new Star Wars series, but she's doing an incredible job as Ahsoka." And Heather was like, "Oh, it is, isn't it?" So.
Well, like when you brought up, like, I hope that why haven't we had a number 2 or a rundown 2 yet? And then you were like bringing back all these people, but Christopher Walken's character dies in the end of the first one.
Yeah, but come on, man, that's you. It's Christopher Walken. You can find a
way.
What was
your name
back in?
By the way, what was your name idea?
I actually was going to go a different route with it, but the smell what he's cooking I thought was funny because he's a cooking.
That. Who said smell what he's cooking?
I did.
Oh, I didn't.
The rundown 2. Oh, yeah. I commented back. It said the rundown 2. Smell what he's cooking.
Yeah, and then I commented back also, and I said, first I said, or the rundown 2, Thunder meets lightning.
Thunder meets lightning. I love that one. That's good.
And then I had another one that was. Oh, don't want to blow out the. You got Tim Tebow in here talking. Let's see here. Where is this scene? Nope, not you. I'm trying to find that video now. I shared it. Oh, here it is. Joshua. Comments. There's 4. Heck yeah, I've been waiting since I watched. Oh, that's my dad. He commented. Heck yeah, I've been waiting since I watched it. We loved it. Is one of the title ideas perhaps Rundown 2, Thunder Meets Lightning? And then you said that's pretty good. Smell what he's cooking. And then I had the rundown, given no breaks.
Yeah, given no breaks.
He gives no breaks. Yeah, but no, that was a solid. Not only was it solid for The Rock, I think it was solid because of how funny. Like,
no, I got it.
Complimented.
The rundown, assert dominance. Assert dominance. Assert dominance.
Get away from me, monkey. It's a great movie off the get-go, but the perk is that The Rock and Sean William Scott are in it.
Oh my gosh. And let me tell you, they have a chemistry. Like their banter is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would love to see them do more films together just because I think they had a natural chemistry that you just don't always find.
Not at all.
You guys are funny together, and they were funny together.
I would say that was like The Rock's Cat Williams, like for that movie, like that it was just as good as a Cat Williams and a Rock, like, or not Cat Williams, Kevin Hart. Sorry, Kevin Hart.
Yeah,
like,
it felt like a great buddy cop, right up there. Not buddy cop, but buddy.
Right, like it appeared to be that they were good friends while they filmed it. If they weren't, they did a great job at hiding it. But. No, did you have anything else you're watching? Like, I know that you were watching, you were watching the lawyer one.
Suits. Yeah, still finishing up Suits. Season 8 on that. Slow and steady on that one. It's a good show, but we're so invested in that one that we've seen all the storylines play out. I will say this: I got to give them some props. There's a storyline they've been playing, and I don't know where it finishes, but right now they've had. Katrina, who's an associate or senior partner now, and the relationship with Brian. And I don't know where it goes, and I don't want you to ruin it for me, but right now They're just dealing with the tension of it. And she has shown so much restraint and character in the process. Like, that's been the whole story so far. They haven't done anything inappropriate. They've just, like, the deposition scene happened, if you know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
That's the episode we just watched, was the deposition scene. And to me, what I really love about it is most shows just take the shortcut on there and they have the two characters sleep together or have their fling and just do it. And they don't have a problem with the fact that they're ruining, even if it is a fake marriage, their storyline, they're destroying a family and a marriage with it. They don't really care. They don't think that through. It feels like with this episode, with this storyline in particular, they're intentionally trying to address that and intentionally trying not to just take the easy way and shortcut it. And they're writing it with depth, with tension, and they're giving Katrina, a character that I would consider a background character for most of the show, real depth and real character, and taking her as a character like up here for me.
Right.
I love
And
what they're doing.
I'm not going to ruin it for you, but I will say that you're not going to be waiting much longer from that episode to find out.
Okay.
To find out anything. So,
Ugh.
but no, they actually have a spinoff of it with the Jessica Pearson, her going to.
I saw that she got a 1 season off.
No, she's been gone the past 2. Well, that one, yeah.
But Pearson's just a single season, right?
Yeah, that's just a new show separate that just got put out this year. But
it's only got the 1 season, right? Like, or does it have more seasons coming?
It just got aired this past like winter.
Are you sure?
Yep, Pearson. Yeah, that's that. I think it started in January, maybe December. But like it came out like I think when they dropped season 9 of Suits is when the last episode, or maybe like when they started putting it on Amazon Prime.
That's on Hulu, right?
No, I think that's on either or Peacock.
Boy, you do not know what you're talking about. This is why I have to fact check you all the friggin' time. Pearson is a 1 season TV series that came out in 2019.
Oh, I thought there's a new one, or a new one coming out then, but is it not Pearson then? Because there's another one coming out with the married couple, or the ones it's supposed to be that, and I don't know how they're going to do it. It's supposed to be about on Peacock. But Pearson, I didn't know that was that old though. But there's another new one coming out, and they said that it should be. I don't know what it was called though, but it's not. It's obviously not going to be her in it. The queen or whatever she is, princess. What is she?
Meghan Markle. But
what is she though? Like, what's her title?
Nothing.
Oh yeah, she disbanded.
Nothing. Yeah, they're out of the family.
Suits spinoffs.
Y'all, ladies and gentlemen, having a confident friend is a good thing.
It was a lot.
Sometimes you have to fact check him.
I'm not saying you weren't wrong. I'm just saying I thought Pearson was the one that they were hinting at. You know how they drop like fake ones on like Facebook? They were dropping that on Instagram. And it was after season 9 it got dropped that they were going to drop another spinoff. Pearson, I didn't think that I even knew that one specifically was out in 19.
Yeah, that one came out when she left the show. She got a 1 season spinoff of her own, but it didn't really take. So, yeah,
that far back, because she left it 2 seasons ago, didn't she? But she came back for like a special case.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that long ago. Because
when she left to Chicago, Pearson takes place in Chicago.
Right, but I didn't know that was that long ago. I thought there was when I saw it, it must be a fake post, or not a fake post, but what do they call it? Clickbait, where you say that they're going to have another spinoff, and it was supposed to be of him. I forget their name, but the chick that plays the princess now, or fake, not princess.
Meghan Markle.
Meghan Markle. Kate is the other one that is the princess or queen. Yep. What is she? Princess?
Princess.
I don't know. Royal family is dumb. I'm just saying.
I don't disagree, and yet my wife's obsessed with them.
Oh, she watched the wedding, didn't she?
Oh yeah, she watched the wedding. She watched the funeral.
Oh my gosh! The only one that I really
cried about the funeral, like
for real.
Dude, my wife genuinely follows the royal family.
I don't know if that's more disappointing than that she hasn't seen the rundown till now. That's
her and her family always have.
Well, that's crazy because that's a waste of time.
Right. She follows American royalty too. She's a big Kennedy fan. Follows the Kennedys a lot. How many
Kennedys are left? Like,
there's still quite a few.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's ex-wife was in the Kennedy.
Our next president might be a Kennedy. What are you talking about? Haven't you heard? Bro, you can flutter your eyes all you want. His numbers look pretty solid for the under 40 categories.
For what?
The under 40 categories? Yeah, across the board.
Now that
both Republican and Democrat,
States, I don't
RFK legit has some good numbers.
And I'm not disagreeing that he would be a bad, but I didn't know that there was that many more live. But I do know that Arnold Schwarzenegger's wife was a part of that family. Her last name is just different. It's what was her last name? What is that? It's something weird. Because he always made the joke about Mary a Kennedy. Remember that?
Yep.
But hey, I think that's an
Mary
episode.
Kennedy. I like it.
And don't forget, Josh was right on that because I could have sworn that there was another one that they were dropping. They dropped a hint of something, and I forgot what it was. Tiger drop. Oh. There was a spinoff from Suits. Oh, disbarred. Chicago's mayor. Yep, that's a different one. That's not the one that I saw. That I saw that was a possibility. I watched clickbait, or I clicked on clickbait.
It happens to the best of us, buddy.
That's why I don't do it on sports anymore at all. Now TV.
You know it's not clickbait? This episode right here.
Yeah, hit that like button. If you're not,
we appreciate it.
Please consider
click on the like or the subscribe button,
or share.
And we
about a concoction that Josh and I can maybe add to the list because
that sounds terrifying.
That neither of us want to. We have a chance to try something that neither of us want to try, and mine is the balsamic vinegar with vanilla ice cream. I do not.
All right, last story before we go, just because it reminded me of it.
All right.
Talking about gross combinations, my son, when this was popular for like 2 seconds, people were talking about Pepsi and milk combined. Do you remember this?
No.
Small trend a few months or year and a half ago. Pepsi and milk came back around. It's been around before. It's gross. Casey tried it and genuinely liked it.
Did you try it?
I tried a drink of it. It's disgusting. It's everything that you think it would be. Carbonation soda combined with milk, which is thick.
Right.
And it's weird.
Have you ever had dirty soda? Is what they call it. It's like a new thing. Like they have places in Wichita now that they like you go through, like Sonic. But it's called dirty soda, and it's
where they add the cream and stuff like that.
Cream or something. I would think that
that's not that big of a deal.
I would think it would be
this was quite a bit different.
Like, is it like more milk than pop?
Yeah, it's half and half at least.
Not happening. Yeah. I did cream with Dr. Pepper, and it wasn't terrible, but it got and I think that was the episode that you had to leave for your the catheter thing because you were having it got old quick. Like it was good right off the bat, but then it started like to go downhill really quick. It was rough.
If you ever at Sonic, if you ever get root beer with vanilla added to it, it's really good.
I don't like their root beer. Oh wait, no, they have Barks. They have Barks.
Yeah, they got Barks.
Yeah,
Barks with vanilla added to it. Solid choice.
I don't see that being terrible.
It's good.
But that is
an episode. Buddy.
64.
That is an episode. Episode 64.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
YouTube. Don't forget to follow our sponsors, HCW.
Don't forget to follow our sponsors, HCW.
Rage Beef Jerky.
And Rage Beef Jerky.
And don't buy the Doritos Baja Fiery Mango Chips.
Don't buy the Doritos Baja Fiery Mango Chips. They're not.
You could buy the creamy coconut.
You could buy. It
was pretty good.
Creamy coconut Dr. Pepper is pretty good.
And he has no idea what he's talking about. So, but I love you, buddy.
Got a little distracted doing the repeater.
It's all good.
That'll happen. That will happen.
But I love you. And
I love you too. Guys, thank you for sticking around. Appreciate you. Love you. Bye.